Right. So then you know how to read a file and how to read line by line. And I would like to tell you another thing. So there's another way of reading also. You can read to a list, right? To do that, you can say, okay, list. Let's say ML is my list. You can say f1 dot read lines with additional s. So f1 dot read will read the entire file, and you can read line by line. So for line in file, print line, you can read line by line. The next way is you can use read line, so which will read a line at a time, one line at a time, and read lines will read everything and store that in a list. Okay, let's comment everything. This one also I need to comment, and this one I don't want that for the moment, and this one also I'm going to comment, and this one also I'm going to comment, and this one also I'm going to comment. Now I have only the file open in and read lines, and I'm going to print this ML after read lines, and you can see then it's a list. Here you can see Dasun. This is new line, Nilanjana, new line, Sirimevan, new line, and the hello. So reading line, each line to a list item. Each line will be a list item. If you need the second line, you can say print ML. So how to print the second line? Print ML. Yes. Print ML. This is a list. Now you need the second line. Please respond. Sachini, how to read the second line? Sachin is not here. Okay, Situn, how to print the second line? Second line is Nilanjana. How to print that? Now this has become a list. Read lines will give you a list. Now you need the second line. List mataka nadda, list wala kohomada ganne? What is zeroth item? Zeroth item is the first line. And if you need zeroth item, it will print Dasun only. Right? If you get 1, it will give the second item, second line. And if you give, so what will be the result if you give length of ML -1? Yes, length of ML -1. What is that item? Length of ML means how many lines? -1 means how many lines in this list? How many items in this list? 4 items. So length is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. What is the third? ML3. What is ML3? What is ML3? Sydney?
Hello.
Hello. Yes, it's hello. Okay, likewise, please respond, right? It's hello, the last item. Okay, likewise, you can, so now we know methods of reading. Reading method 1 is reading everything. Reading method 2 is reading line by line. Reading method 3 is reading a line at a time for a given number of lines. And reading method 4 is reading everything to a list, and then you can access lines by using the list indexes. Okay, the last one, please write down the reading, the last thing. Read everything to a list and access as list items, and access lines as list items. So that can be done using this method. This will print the last line. So that is the fourth way of reading this. Right, now we know different methods of reading this. Now we know different methods of reading this. And if it is a picture, right, if it is a picture, so let's go to the My Documents. And I'm just checking whether there's a picture. Okay, here you can see there's a PNG. So I'm going to this very small one. Don't take large one. Here you can see image.png. That is quite smaller. Image.png. So you can read it as a binary. Right? Let's read it as a binary now. Okay, finish writing this. I think hopefully you have finished writing, right? Now let's read as a binary that image.png. I need RB, and the finally is image.png. Image file name is image.png. I'm going to read it as a binary file and doing the same. So let's see what will happen. Okay, so this is what you get. You are printing the last line of this. This is the last line. Line is like length here, right? So this is how it read. This is the last line of the image. And if you need the first line, you can print like 0th item. Okay, here's the 0th item of this. It says the type of image, right? 0th item is a metadata. It's a PNG file, right? A PNG file. So that is the 0th item. And how many lines are there? We can just print that as well. Length of ML will give number of lines, but you can't see this because this is image, right? You are reading as bytes. Image එක byte විදියට තමයි කියවන්නේ. There are 172 lines in this image. 172 lines in this image. That is image.png. අපි open කරලා බලමු. This is image.png. Where's that? Oh, here it's opening. This is image.png, and it says it has 172 lines. 172 lines. 172 lines means you can open this using a graphic editing application maybe, and you can check whether you can count the number of rows or the pixels. We can right click and see the properties. Here, get info. And it says, no, it's not saying the width and height, right? Here. So dimensions 1024 by 768. That is the dimension. 1024 by 768. But the number of lines not equal to that, right? Number of lines is not equal to number of pixels. That's what I want to give. So number of lines, they are saying 172 lines. That is not equal to number of pixels in the image. So don't get that misjudgment. So here image size is image sizes, you can see it's here 768 pixels. But 768 pixels means that is not number of lines. Let's say percent is no, it is also not number of lines. Inches, not the number of lines. Centimeters, no. Millimeters, no. Points, no. Picas, 64, no. Columns, still not. Here also columns. Columns we can't put. Maybe rows, no. Points, yeah, you don't have. So you can't find the number of lines using image. It is read in a different style, number of bytes. Okay, that is for a binary image. But binary image, actually we don't discuss much about the binary images, binary files. we discuss about the text files. Okay, let's go to the writing. Now we learn how to read. Let's learn how to write. Okay, I'll give a small exercise. So write this as a question. Write this as a question. Input marks of 10 students. Input marks of 10 students for 3 subjects. Within bracket, maths, English, and IT. Maths, English, and IT. Calculate total average mark of each student and store all information including the student name, to a CSV file and separate each item using comma and each student record using a new line. Example, so this is the template. Example template. You can store like this. Let's say student name, comma, maths marks, English marks, IT marks, total marks, and average marks. So let's say the values, Achini, maths she got 80 and 90 for English and 90 for IT, and total is 90, 90, 90, 270, it's 260. And the average is 260 divided by 3. What is the value? 260 divided by 3 is, for 24 you have 8. Then 20 you have, yes, 20 you have 6. And then 0.66. So this is the average. This is how you have to store. A new line to separate the student and comma to separate the item. Okay, this is a question. So I don't need the storing part. And storing part, I'm writing that. So no need the writing part. Can you do this? Can you find the total mark of, sorry, can you input 3 values for maths, English, and IT and find the total and average? And for 10 students, can you write the code quickly? I'll give you 5 minutes to you to write, because you also need to think, right? Students la 10 දෙනෙක්ගේ subject 3ක marks අරගෙන total average calculate කරන්න ලියන්න බලන්න code එක. So anyone completed the activity? No one. So no one is responding. I think you have secretly done that. Okay. So one says yes or no. Right. Okay. Right. How to get 10? So 10 values. So I'm going to write this a new file in a new file. So let's take this. I need to input 10 marks. So I need to input 10 marks. So what I'm going to do, I tell that for counter in range, C in range 10, I need 10 marks. What I need to do, input So let's say I have maths mark, English mark, and science mark. M is for maths, and C is for, sorry, maths. E is for English, and I for IT. And so integer values, input, enter MATHS, maths marks. Right, I'm going to input maths marks like this, and similar to this, maths, English, IT marks, English, IT marks. Okay, I'm going to enter 3 marks, and then I'm going to find the average of this, and total is M plus E plus I, and average is, so this is the simple code I ask you to write. Average is total divided by 3. So I don't know. This is like kindergarten one, because this is just input in 3 for 10 times, finding the total and average. So that's all. Okay, the only thing that we have to integrate is file writing. So let's say my file name is FN. My file name is, I'm going to open a file for writing. File name is, let's say, marks or student marks dot CSV, comma, separated version, and I'm opening this for writing purpose. And my first line, very first line I'm going to write is fn.write. The very first line is this. I need to write the headings only one time. Student name, maths, English, IT, total, average, after that new line. That is my very first line. Then each line I have to write. Each line means I'm writing after this cycle, I'm writing writing string version of maths marks and adding a comma to that, and writing string version of I forgot one thing, that is student name. I'm really sorry. Student name is input, enter your name. That's a big mistake. Enter your name, because that is required, right? Then first one is SN. After the student name, you have a comma. After the comma, you have string version of maths mark, comma, string version of English marks, again a comma, plus a comma, again plus string version of IT marks. After that, a comma. After that, string version of total marks. After that, again a comma. Again, after that, string version of average marks. After that, again a comma. No, it's not comma, it's a new line. Okay, here it is. This is the program. And finally, what you're going to do after running this loop, I'm going to close the file. fn.close. So only thing that you need to know for writing is fn open for write mode, write, and after writing you have to close. That's all. So let's run the file. Run the file, and I'm going to run this, and I'm going to name as file writing.py and running the file. Oof, invalid syntax, what is that? Oh, I have not closed the bracket, sorry, that's my mistake. Running the file again. It's asking enter your name, I'm entering my name, Dasun. Maths marks, okay, I'm not very good in maths. English, somewhat okay, not very good. IT, I'm okay. Second person, enter your name, let's say Kasuni. And Kasuni got good marks for this one and this one. Enter your name, third one, let's say Achini. She got like this one, and this one. Let's Sachini. what and let's say Amadi and Sydney Jackie and let's say Azra and some other. Okay, still dahi ivarane kaam ahanawani. Okay, so let's write. Okay, Hitun. Lot of marks, right? Oh, asking further. I forgot names even, right? Okay, Netuli. Okay, 10 is over. Right. I finish entering everything, entering all the marks for 10 students. Now I should go and see the location of the file, that is documents. In the document file, there should be a new file. It's sort by the date. And you can see studentmarks.csv. You can right click, open with, let's open this with brackets. Or you can right click and open with notepad and you'll see this one. When you open with the notepad, make a right click, open with notepad. Then you will see this one. And the wonderfulness of this is when you double click, it will be opened in Excel. ඔගොල්ලෝ මේක double click කරොත් මම right click කරලා open with කරොත් අර commas විදිහට open වෙනවා text app එකේ. But when you double click the file, it will be opened in Excel. Right? So let's open this with numbers. In Mac, you have numbers, we have numbers. When you double click, it will be open with numbers in Mac. But if you double click in your computer, it will be open in Excel. And you will not see the commas. Instead of the commas, you will see this wonderful table. So that is the advantage of the comma delimited version or the comma separated version. See, all the names are there. Maths marks are there, English marks are there, IT marks are there, total marks are there, and the average is also there. All calculated and stored in a file, well organized manner, in a table now, because it's in Excel. Right? You can also double click this in your computer, which you will be opening in Excel. Okay. So now it is time for the copywriters. So I don't know whether I'm actually as students, whether I'm producing typesetters or programmers. Right? Typesetting people, now you can start. Programming people, you can think and write. So this is the code. So even by looking at the code, you can think and write, right? So I don't mind. Code එක බලන ගමන්ම එහෙම ලිව්වත් කමක් නැහැ. But anyway, code එක බලාගෙන ලියන ගමන් හරි හිතලා ලියන්න. So that's what I really need. Okay, you can try it now. Start, do this, and get the output. And if you get in the file, if you are getting in the file, you are lucky. You have done this. You have done the copywriting well.